Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and yes, it's time for the third video in this series, and this one is going so far down the rabbit hole of crazy crap that should never have gotten through R&D, you are going to want to rip your hair out. So, trigger warning to hair rippers. Oh my god, I'm so progressive, it's just disgusting. I can feel my hair turning purple as I speak. So, this first one, I was going to save it for last because it is that messed up and it just screams blatant research and development mistake. Now, a 7-Eleven vehicle and then a card that turns vehicles into creatures permanently, I don't think they missed that, okay? They put that in the game on purpose, let's be honest. They knew that you could swing on turn 3 with a 10-11 first striker. They didn't miss that. They did that on purpose. I don't know if that's worse than them just missing this one. This one was sent to me by a Twitter user by the name of Azumi Haruki. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that totally correctly. And you know, the last couple combos that I said, they're kind of convoluted and they were like 4 cards, but in most cases you could swap out the cards with something else, so it was kind of doable, but still not like game ruining, just, you know, idiotic and it shouldn't have been printed, but not like devastating. This one is devastating. The worst part about this is it fits exactly into another infinite combo deck that holds 2 other infinite combos and contingency plan and passive scry. That is really bad. Plus it's a control deck. I mean, that is bad with a capital B. So the first card in this 2-card combo, oh yes, is Crackdown Construct. It's a 2/2 for 4, so it's complete garbage, right? Wrong. Whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, Crackdown Construct gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Well, that's fine because, you know, if you had to take an action, pay mana, tap the creature, whatever you have to do to pay for the ability, you can only do it, you know, probably once, maybe just a couple times, right? Okay, let's see if you guys can guess it. What creature in Standard right now has an activated ability that costs 0? I bet you can already see the problem with that. I'll give you a hint. Okay, one hint. There is only one creature that has an activated ability cost that costs 0, unless I'm personally missing one, but I don't think I am. And the second hint is it is very misleading, and it's not what you think, and it's a bit of a trick question. Well, pause the video if you want to keep thinking. Otherwise, time's up. The one and only creature that can use its activated ability an infinite amount of times on a given turn is Wandering Fumarole. Whoopsies, I think they made a little bit of a mistake. So you pay 4, turn it into a creature, and this could go off on turn 4 if you have one little tiny bit of ramp, because you could cast Crackdown 1 turn early, and then it wouldn't even matter if the Fumarole has Summoning Sickness, because you pay 4 until end of turn, it becomes a 1/4 blue and red elemental creature, so it is now a creature. It is still a land, but it's a creature, and then it gains the activated ability 0::, so that's how you know that, you know, it's an activated ability if it has a colon, and then switch this creature's power and toughness until end of turn. So it'll go, you know, 4 attack, 1 toughness, and then you can flip back, then flip back, flip, infinite times, and then swing with your Crackdown Construct for infinite damage. Yes, I know all you legalists out there are going to say, you can't select an infinity, you have to stop it at some point. Okay, 1,267,382 is what I would stop at. I'm sure you're so much happier about getting hit for that much instead of infinity. Now, in case you missed that video, FYI, do not just say 1,000,000. Ha ha ha, it's infinite. I'm going to say 1,000,000 because I don't think before I take actions. Dazzling Reflection, you just gave them 1,000,000 life. Oops. So if their life total is 17, activate the ability exactly 15 times. Or to be safe, you know, maybe 20 times or whatever. So you're swinging for 22 damage against 17 life. Why the hell would you make it 1,000,000? You open yourself up to Dazzling Reflection, where they stop the attack and then gain life equal to the attacking creature's power. That was actually one of my MTG Mistakes videos, is when you cause an infinite loop, pick an appropriate number, don't just make up a high number that sounds fun. I've heard of pros making this mistake at like large tournaments and accidentally giving their opponent a huge advantage. So the way I think this went down is Wizards looked for any creature that has an activated ability, looked at all the abilities and said, yes, none of them can be activated an unreasonable amount of times. They failed to find Wandering Fumarole because it isn't a creature. Why would they possibly look at the land base? They just outright forgot that 1,000,000 years ago, apparently, Oath of the Gatewatch had manlands in it. And then as soon as they get wind of this combo, I'm sure they will be saying, uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I'm officially rating that infinite combo a 8 out of 10 on the uh-oh-ometer. This next one is a little bit milder, but it's still kind of funny. It's not actually infinite, but it's, I'd say it's roughly equivalent to a Planeswalker Ultimate. In fact, it's actually almost identical to most Planeswalker Ultimates. Oh, except it only costs, technically 1 mana. Had to think about that for a second. Yeah, you can actually activate it for 1 mana. Number 1, big surprise here, Panharmonicon. If an artifact or creature entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time. One of the most broken cards in the set, never should have been printed. So yeah, you gotta get to 4 mana, but like I said, ramp. I mean, if you're going for a combo, ramp your butt off. Also, in the particular deck that this goes in, you don't have to give a crap about whether or not you get this infinite combo off because the deck is super hyper strong by itself. This is just an optional win condition that will piss off your opponents. Second card, and this is why it's a little bit of a stretch, Tajuru Warcaller. Yeah, it's green. Green allies suck, but whenever Tajuru Warcaller or another ally enters battlefield under your control, creatures you control get +2/+2 until end of turn. I'm sure you know where I'm going with this, but it's even worse than you think. So, on your turn, you already have Tajuru out, so then you, well, technically, actually, you could drop it out on the 5th turn, and it would still activate. So we'll say, okay, you cast Tajuru. So it activates twice. All of your creatures get +4/+4. Now, earlier in the game, you dropped out Captain's Claws and equipped it to something. Uh-oh. And I'm even going to limit it to just 1 Captain's Claws. I'm going to say you didn't get out 2 Captain's Claws, which, by the way, you could do. Hell, 3 or 4. Why not? But we'll just say just 1. Okay, so then you swing with one of your +4/+4 creatures and immediately drop out another core ally token. Now, Rally goes off an additional 2 times. Your creatures get a combined +8/+8. I mean, +8/+8. I mean, you think like Kiora, okay, you bring out like 2 octopus tokens that are 8/8s. I think like one of the Ajanis or something, or Nissa, they give +5 to all your creatures, I think. Well, this is +8 to all your creatures. I mean, holy crap. Plus you can do it over and over and over on like an ultimate. So this is actually above a Planeswalker's ultimate. So I said it costs 1 mana. Instead of dropping out Tajuru on the turn you win, you could already have it on the battlefield and summon an ally that costs 1. But, you know, why would you wait a turn? Why would you open yourself up to your Warcaller getting destroyed? So like I said, not infinite, but +8 to all of your creatures. Plus in green, you could very easily, you know, grant them trample. I think there's actually like a rally trample ability. Yeah, and then if you don't get the combo off, who gives a crap? Who cares? You're running frickin' Rally. You're running Allies Rally. I mean, you could run white-green and you'd have one hell of a deck. You could win without the combo, and then as soon as you get out the combo, haha, +8 across the board. Screw you, die. Hell, you could throw in Gisela in the deck. They don't all need to be allies. I mean, she could stop anything. That's why I picked white. White is an insanely powerful color. So Wizards might not see that and say, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. We made a mistake. But I guarantee your opponent will be saying,
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
I'm officially giving that combo a 6 out of 10 on the uh-oh-ometer. By the way, I give Aether Revolt an 11 out of 10 in general. This next one's a little obscure, but it's pretty obvious. I'm going to blow through it real quick because it's just a modification on one of the past combos, which just proves how flexible it is, unfortunately. All right, first up, Beastcaller Savant, and this is why I like this. He himself taps for mana so he can get the combo going and accelerate it because he's a mana dork by himself. There's your mana ramp. Also, he's a piece of the combo. So he has haste. Keep that in mind. Now, you could actually replace him with any creature that has haste at all. Absolutely any one. There's actually not that many, but yeah, so he's not even the most important part. It's just this would be the most appropriate haste creature to put in. Part 2, you need Audric, and of course, green-white, no problem defending itself, no problem with removal, no problem with sideboarding. I mean, this is a solid deck. It is doable. So, you know, basically, at the beginning of each combat, creatures you control gain first strike until end of turn. If a creature you control has first strike, the same is true for flying, death touch, double strike, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, skulk, trample, and vigilance. All we care about is haste. Although, you know, him by himself is quite good. I mean, you could mix him with, like, white flying, lifelink, you know, I don't know, first strikers. Like, that's basically what's in white. And, yeah, he'd still be good. Even if the combo doesn't go off, it would still be a powerful deck. Next up, Cryptolith Right, no surprises there. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. So wouldn't it be nice if you had Cryptolith Right except it could bypass Summoning Sickness, also known as haste? I bet you see where this one's going. Actually, you might not, because there's a bunch of different places you could go with this. I mean, Paradox Engine, the old combo I said, you get infinite energy mixed with infinite... No, I think just energy. Then if you add on one other module, almost instead, you could get infinite counters on a creature, and then if you add in the other module, you could get infinite servos. So there's a lot of different combos. I mean, they're all like, ridiculous 5-card combos, but any of them could go off. So it's actually more likely to happen mathematically than you might think. Now, if you go the route of generating infinite servos, which is doable, then you could tap them repeatedly as they come out. And if you had like Panharmonicon, with a certain other token dropper, you might be able to generate 4 every time, and then you wouldn't need Paradox Engine. So like I said, there's a million different places you could go from here, but it's basically Odric, Beast Caller, and Crypto. So everything that hits the battlefield immediately taps for mana. And there's 10 different broken things you can do with that, basically. I mean, you could even play the discounted artifact deck and, keep bouncing things back to hand over and over and over, and then casting them for 0, get up to 50 life, and then bomb them. That would be pretty easy. Wouldn't even have to be infinite. So that combo's pretty messed up. Pretty hard to get it to actually go, but if you do, your opponent will definitely be saying,
Uh-oh!
Attention on deck. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'd give that one a 3 out of 10 on the uh-oh-ometer, because it's just not that likely to go off, but it's fun though, and you could build it into a very solid deck. Okay, so this next one's pretty screwed up, but it's a little out there too, but it is doable. You could, once again, put it in a deck that has a more central win condition, and this is just like a side infinite combo that would end the game pretty damn quick. First is Aether Geode Miner, everybody's favorite. Since the first time I saw this creature, I knew there had to be an infinite combo with it. They just had to be. Unfortunately, it doesn't generate energy when it enters the battlefield, only when it attacks. So you have to find another way to give it, well, I guess I'll just say a better ETB effect, or like an ETB effect at all, because, well, duh, it can flicker itself. So yeah, that's what you want to do. So you've either got one of these on the field or in your hand, and if it's on the field, you need 2 energy in your pool. So no big deal. Next up, you just need the Panharmonicon, because like I said, broken card, broken combo. Shocker, shocker. Get it? I said it twice because it replicates stuff. Ha ha ha! Stupid puns. Next up, you need Decoction Module. It's only 2. It's colorless. This is a very, very reasonable combo. This is going to get a very high rating, FYI. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 energy. So, technically, with just the creature, the module, and the Panharmonicon out, it would be infinite, but there would be no point. So there are all kinds of other things you can do, just a second creature ETB universal effect and then go infinite with that. Or you can do my personal favorite, which is either cast a total of 2 Panharmonicons and 1 Decoction Module, 1 Panharmonicon and 2 Decoction Modules, 0 Panharmonicons and 3 Decoction Modules. Unfortunately, you couldn't get 3 Panharmonicons and 0 Decoctions. That obviously wouldn't work. Or you could use Saheeli Rai's ability to clone it so that you do have 2 of either of them and at least 1 of the other. Or you could use Mechanized Production to clone either one of them. Hey, wait a minute, this is a white deck, right? Throw in Saheeli Rai and Felidar Guardian. Why the hell not? Standard at this point is a joke. I don't find it very funny, and Wizards R&D should be just fired across the board. Fire every single person who works there. Do you think at NASA, if somebody blew up 10 rockets in a row because of their own stupid incompetence and carelessness, that they would still work there? The only difference, and I wish I was joking, is that they've lost Hasbro more money than if they blew up a space shuttle. That's how much damage these idiots have done to the game at this point. Nobody is going to play Standard. It's a joke right now. Have you seen the deck lists? Oh, by the way, in case you didn't catch it, you would then flicker the creature once and then drop it in, and it would generate more than 2 energy, and then you would flicker it again for 2, and more than 2, more than 2. You'd have infinite energy, and like I said, with infinite energy, there's a pretty good handful of ways to win the game. Infinite beast tokens, infinite boost on a pummeler, just whatever, it doesn't really matter. By the way, you know how everybody's talking about that big combo with the fuse cards that can get out an Emrakul on turn 2 because of the free casting garbage that they put in this set? Apparently somebody else told me that you can get out Emrakul on turn 1 now in Modern. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Shut up!
So I'm giving this particular combo, oh boy, I'll say 8 out of 10. It's pretty reasonable. I mean, because, hello, 2-for-1 special. I mean, you could win with the Saheeli Rai and the Felidar, or use Saheeli to clone something, or use the other get out 8 clones and win the game and then just play clues. You know, that's a side win condition, not even an infinite loop, it's just a broken card. Use that to clone it and cause the infinite loop. I mean, there's just too many ways to make this work. Way, way, way too many, especially considering the fact that Saheeli is red and blue. So you'd have to be playing red, white, blue, obviously, or you could just leave Saheeli out and put in, you know, just better control and side win conditions like Gisela and her stupid little dwarf brother. By the way, not actually her brother, it's just the miniature version of her, which is kind of hilarious because he's a dwarf, kind of racist too. Or like whatever, ADA violation. I don't frickin' know. All I know is they did not give one single damn when they made this set. They made so much broken garbage. Everybody is going to be winning on turn 4. Everybody. And for all of you idiots who go down to the comments section and say, yeah, but there's a bunch of 1-cost artifact kill. There's a bunch of 1-cost creature kill. That's all you need to shut it down. First of all, you completely clueless idiot. Oh, so everybody but the net deckers has to run like 8 cards of control. Bare minimum. So they have to ruin their deck by putting in like 8 to 12 cards of stuff that has nothing to do with their deck just to shut down everybody else's deck. So then they're left with, you know, 2/3 of a valid deck remaining. Oh, and these are glass cannons, right? Once you disrupt them, they can't reload. Wrong. They could go off the next damn turn. These are completely reloadable, completely resilient. Mathematically, if you want to stop these, reasonably close to 100% of the time, you have to be running 40 removal spells and 20 lands. Okay, I did the math. That is what you would have to do. So yes, these, quote, can be stopped, but not in a reasonable deck. Sorry. I don't even just say any of this. I mean, just wait until the first Pro Tour. See what kind of garbage wins the Pro Tour. Then we'll see who's right. I've been saying it all along, and oh look, the final horses finally crossing the line. People on forums and Reddit and all this other garbage websites, they're finally realizing that there might be little couple wrong combos in Aether Revolt that are just a little bit less than fair. Just a little bit. I, for one, I'm not even going to play standard unless I put together some control deck that can legitimately shut down everything. And I mean every deck ever made. I don't care if it's an infinite combo or frickin' 2/1 creature rush. It's going to be the most horrific, like looped, you know, metallurgic summons with bounce back to hand, like that Whelming Wave or its clone or whatever one is still legal, plus counter spells, plus turn aside, plus Leviathan's Flyers, Geralf's Masterpiece. I mean, just the most horrific blue-black deck you've ever seen in your entire life that could literally stop a damn freight train. If I can get something like that running, that is the only thing I will bring to F&M. Otherwise, like I said, the game's unplayable. Standard is in an unplayable state. It's worse than Modern right now. Oh, and it's a little 2-for-1 special, a little bonus for you. They just ruined Modern too. They ruined Tron. They ruined just this brand new deck that could summon Emrakul on turn 1 or 2. Whoops. They ruined everything. I mean, they probably even just ruined Commander. I mean, you might as well just go play a different game. I mean, I'm not even on X-Mage. I haven't even tested a single deck at X-Mage. I've been playing The Witcher 2 Enhanced Edition. And I got that game for free, and the controls make me want to die. I think a chimpanzee designed that game. I don't even know how a Witcher 3 got made. But I'd rather play that than Magic at this point. So, I think if you still don't quite share my opinion, just wait a little bit longer and you will. Have fun playing Pokemon, everyone, and I'll see you guys next video.